back looking at this again. We had a leak on it the other day, and I put a little loop in there and a new dryer, fixed it. It was a flare had gone on, I think it was on the dryer. It was either the dryer or the receiver, I can't remember which now. Anyway, that was a couple of weeks ago, and now it seems to have seized up. 20 amps, a lot of range on that, it's about 25 I think. And it was pulling 13 amps I think on the start winding, about 9 on the run, so I think the capacitors are okay, but we'll check them anyway. But with the age of it, it's probably just seized up or something's died inside. Okay, that's a run cap, should be a 5, and it's still reading 5.4, which goes to show they made things much better in the 70s. That is going to be original. I think it's a GE, General Electric or something. And then that's the is that on there? I think it is 174, that sounds about right. 161 to 193, so that's good. So they're okay. So if we try it again, with that in circuit, with the amp probe around it, that'll tell us if that's doing any work. And the only other thing could be if the relay's stuck together, because if it's stuck in, it will keep that in circuit and that'll push the run current up. I wouldn't think it would push it up as much as it has now. It wouldn't be so high. They usually run, they just sound like they're labouring, sort of seizing up sort of sound. And then these tend to overheat because they're in circuit all the time. So I'd say that would have blown up because it's probably done it for a few hours before they noticed. So I'm tending to think the compressor's failed. That sounds like it's running now. There's a loose connection in that box. That's interesting. Let's get some heat in it. That's good. It's getting cold. Right, we took the electrical box off it. It's usually down there. We just go through all the connections, make sure they're good. I suppose it could be a broken wire even. Yeah, the thing's been rattling away for 40 years. We'll have a look in that relay and see what the contact looks like, because it's odd that it started up fine after I'd fiddled with it and moved all the wires. And I've started it and stopped it, turned it off for a second and back on. It's fired straight up 4 times in a row, so it's not, it's starting okay now. I'll dig into it a bit deeper, I think. That relay contact doesn't look too bad. There's a bit of soot around it, but the actual contact itself looks quite good. I've seen a lot worse. So that relay, when the compressor starts, The voltage comes up on the start winding, pulls that coil in, which opens that contact, and that's pulled in all the time it's running. Then when it turns off, it drops out again, and that's what puts when it's off, the start cap's in circuit, and when that's in, the start cap should be out of circuit. So if you put your amp meter around the start cap, when you fire it up, you should see it pull a bit of current for a fraction of a second until that's clicked in. That feels a bit sticky. I would think that's got the force to overcome that, but that does feel a little bit sticky on that. But then, like I say, if that had stayed open, stayed shut, it would have blown the capacitor up because it had got too hot. So I don't think that would be the problem. Right, I've put some new wires on these just in case, because that was pretty much the only thing I moved when it started. I pulled these out to check them, and that's original. Might not even be them, but while I'm here, I think it was so the idea in my head. I was working somewhere yesterday, and the guy had a submersible pump that wouldn't work, and it was a break in the flex. So anyway, and I've checked all the connections on here and in there, and they all look okay. So put it back together and see what it does. Okay, it's all back together. Get it bolted back down there and try it, see what it does. Right, I've got that box part bolted back down. Wedge that in there. I think that stops that vibrating too much. Right, let's see what it does. Leave it running for a bit. Could be something mechanically in the compressor, but it seems to run okay now. It's been running for probably 5 or 10 minutes. It's been running long enough for the amp meter to turn itself off. It's dropping a bit as the load comes down. Get all the lids put on and then see if it starts. It's sweating nicely. It's just warm.